What's up, guys? It is August 27th, so I'm going to try something a little bit new. Basically, I was editing through some of the footage because I've been wanting to do a vlog that really covered everything leading up to Venice Beach. Pretty much from the last couple of weeks that we were in Mexico City to what it was like being here for 2 weeks and getting everything prepared, and then on setup day. And then I was going to do a whole other video just for the event itself, which would be quite a bit shorter. But the thing that I'm finding when it comes to these videos is that it's a little bit hard for me to edit that period of time without just stacking things on top of each other or starting to put together the video ahead of time. Basically what I'm thinking is that it's becoming a little bit of a hurdle for me to go back, try to do this whole video, especially in this style. Now, when it comes to some of the other types of pieces of content that I want to do, especially when it comes down to the vlog stuff, it feels more overwhelming than anything because I'm trying to keep up with it. And when I look at the video and the amount of video that I have to go through, figuring out the clips that I want to be able to put into the video, that's when it looks like a lot. So what I'm going to be doing is, take for example today, it's Tuesday, just the beginning of the week. I'm going to start creating the video as I go throughout the week. When I do check-ins, I'm just going to drop that footage, stack it on top. So let's see if this works. But yeah, to be honest, we got a couple more days here in Los Angeles before we head out to Seattle. We're going to be out in Seattle for 2 weeks. Originally, we were going to do hotels, but my brother lives out there, so we're going to stay with him and his wife for a week. And then we're going to be staying with friends of ours, Steven and Caitlin, who are also friends of my brother's place, which is in North Seattle. But it's interesting because before I would have said that I had some issues when it came to staying with other people, just because not really my thing. But I think when we were in Mexico City, having a 2-bedroom, having people visit, showed me that it's not that bad. And to be honest, I'm thankful that we have friends like that have places that we can stay at. It's actually kind of nice. Allows us to see the place a bit differently, different interaction. At the same time, also be able to approach the rest of this year. And in full honesty too, it actually allows us to save quite a bit of money. But when we get to Austin, we're going to be in an Airbnb for the 2 weeks. And then New York, currently still searching for a place that we could stay. Since Airbnb has been banned from New York, it's quite a bit harder to find. But we did a quick outreach to some friends, see if anybody knows of any places. In fact, one came up today, so fingers crossed we get it. Overall though, now that the event has been done for a little over a week, it feels a little bit different. The pressure to have to get things done is not there the same way, but instead we're trying to continue to apply that pressure to make it to where we don't stop the work that we're doing. I did have a couple meetings. We just had a random call, and then we also had a meeting earlier today, just trying to push one of the other businesses that we've been leaning into a bit more because it taps into our background, which is makers. For anybody who hasn't seen it, or if this video is, basically Makers is a resource for businesses, brands, people that want to get promotional items that aren't the usual, basic t-shirt, basic pen. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing check-ins a little bit more, just kind of as things come in, or maybe just random parts of my life. And then also just what we got going, because we do have the Crucible events coming up, which are gonna be in Nashville, October 19th, and Knoxville, October 26th. And then we also have Strong Looks Different, which is gonna be November 9th. And then I believe we're actually doing another Crucible in San Diego on November 2nd. Yeah, so a couple of events coming up. Then we're going to be wrapping up the year in terms of our events, and we can go right back to being able to work on a computer. Honestly, hope is that we can be in Asia for the month of December. Really hoping to be able to see my mom. It's been a couple of years since I've had a chance to go visit. I know my brother and his wife are going to be out there, so April and I are trying to plan that as well. But yeah, I mean, really looking forward to the rest of the year, and then also going into next year. We are looking to come back to Los Angeles, make it a bit more permanent. And hopefully, Painkiller will continue to grow, and we could also make some headway when it comes to building makers. So yeah, 27th, Tuesday, I'll probably do another check-in. I'll start tacking these videos on. I'm just gonna start pushing them out. Like, fuck it, if I wanna go down this route, this is my attempt, so try. So guys, it is currently August 28th. April and I are heading to the warehouse right now to finish up some of the last packing that we have to do for the Crucible kit, as well as everything from the Venice Beach event. But we just got done meeting with the city again, really Venice, about the event. It's funny because when we first went into it, we weren't sure. Basically, long story short, their management got switched out. And when their management got switched out, so did the person that originally started the collaboration partnership with the city of Los Angeles. So this new person was, I think, really we were just trying to fill each other out, get an understanding of what our visions are for what we're doing with the event, what we look to do with the city. If they align with that, what does that look like? And when we got through the conversations, I mean, it felt great. They want us back for another year. They can definitely see what it is we're trying to build, and we can also see where the alignments are in how we interact with the community. So that's some good news, and that's also reassuring that we're on the right path with what we're creating. Yeah, so I guess now it's back to planning. Now we have to come with a little bit clearer of a game plan. So April and I will probably be doing that over the next couple of weeks, so that way we can get ahead of everything, and then we can start looking at dates, try to get everything locked down by end of November. Okay. So real quick, had to grab the Saucony box. I went to Roadrunner in Santa Monica, picked up some new running shoes because the shoes that I have, shoes that I had when we were in Mexico City, I pretty much ran into the ground. The sole of the shoe was already coming off. Damn it, I don't have my keys. Got it. Okay, grab my key. Basically, kept the box just because when I picked up shoes, which, nothing against them, I actually think they're great shoes, just not for me personally. So I got the Saucony Ride 17s. Before, what I've usually been running in is the Saucony Triumphs. When I first had them, they were the Saucony Triumph 20s. I've done the 21s. I know the 22s are out right now. I personally like the Triumphs. They're great for me. Thing is, I do have a little bit of heel pain, whether that's between my left and my right foot. It just really depends on the type of training that I'm in, and sometimes when I throw in CrossFit, it definitely starts to act up a bit more. So the Triumphs are nice because they have a max cushion. The ones that I got right now are kind of a mid, and the rides are cool. Like I can run on them just fine, but I do notice that my heel begins to hurt a little bit more than usual. So I decided that I'm gonna go take it back to Roadrunner. One good thing about having a membership with them is it's $20 a year. It allows 90-day returns, or if the product is unused. If the product is used, you can go ahead and switch them out for another pair of shoes, in which case I already know what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to be paying the difference if there is a difference. But to be honest, that was one of the main things. So we're still at the warehouse right now. We're packing up. We leave to Seattle in a couple of days, but as I'm packing up with April, we're going through right now, we're basically shrink wrapping everything. This is a Crucible kit that's going to be sent out to Knoxville, Nashville, and then we're bringing it back to San Diego for another event. But this is a piece that I didn't even really think about till right now. So when people look at Painkiller, they think of, I mean, they might think that we're either a massive team, we bring on designers, we outsource a lot of the work. We don't. This is pure honesty, 100% transparency. We pour everything of ourselves into the brand because the brand is very special to us. Something that we started together, but it's also something that we put a lot of ourselves and who we want to become into. The brand has a lot of what we value and how we see the world, but what it also has is an aspirational piece, and that aspirational piece is there's parts of the brand that we aspire for ourselves, and the best way we know how to achieve that is by doing. And so by putting it into the brand, we know that we will grow into that person. But there's also other parts of the brand that we've been able to put our personal touches on, and that is what also makes it special. One thing that I didn't have a chance to really go with and explain before, because this has always been behind the scenes, but I always get excited about it, is the design. So from the athlete jerseys to the medals, to the signage around it, to how the environment is built out. April and I are all very hands-on, but For those who don't know, or I haven't had a chance to really explain, my background is actually in design as well as also apparel. So I'm very familiar with print. I'm very familiar with layout design, graphic design. And then when we started the brand, I also became very I got into photography. And when I got into photography, it's because we couldn't afford to hire a photographer every time that we were doing a shoot. But what we could do is we weighed out the options and we realized it would actually be cheaper for us to just buy a camera and do it ourselves. The hurdle is that we run into is, can we get across what we're also motivated by? So over the past 5.5 years, 6 years, I've been using the camera a lot more. April's also been picking up the camera a lot more to do a lot of video. I'd love to do stills, and now more recently starting to really get involved with the video side as well. But I'm gonna pop up some signage throughout this video, and that happened throughout the event. But I'm going through all the signage right here. Let me show that around. And all of this signage, through the different layers. I mean, I wish I could show all of it, but everything here I designed. I did it all in Photoshop and Illustrator, prepared it for print. This photo that was on the wall, that signage, these large pieces too, as well as the gigantic mural wall. All of that I designed. And some of the photos that you see, minus the middle one in the mural wall, I also took, which is kind of crazy to think about because I don't really think about it that way. When we're building Painkiller and we're doing things for Painkiller, we're just doing what we like. And to also have the skill set to be able to do this, I think is what makes it even more special. And coming from me, who also just loves the design process and loves the process of figuring out new ways to do prints, and then now being able to think about things from an experiential side, like how is the walkthrough going to be like? What is it going to feel like when somebody's going into the event, walking out of the event, into the athlete area? The signage that can also help in different ways with the warm-up and also be functional for the space. That has been a pretty cool journey. But yeah, just wanted to share that because I never really think about the stuff that we do on the back end that we never really share about. But yeah, had to share that. Design history comes in handy, the skill sets come in handy, but also it allows us to put our personal touch on it in ways that other companies probably don't. So yeah. So I'm not gonna bother taking this off. Actually, I will take that back. I mean, it's the 29th right now. I've been doing daily check-ins. Honestly, I will say this, as I've been adding it to the video, it's been a lot easier to manage in terms of the way that I see having to put it together. Because when I was looking at the last couple of weeks before we left Mexico City, all the footage that was done in Mexico City for the 3.5 months, and then also the event itself, and then BTS of us setting up the event, it felt a little overwhelming. And I honestly just didn't know where to start yet. And I think it's just because I have to wrap my mind around how I want to tell the story versus right now it's like, because it's going in bite-sized chunks, it's easier for me to manage. And I think that that's just how I work based on even with other things that we do. I think this is something that I could probably do a whole nother video about, is just when it comes to creating task lists, for me at least. I have to really break it apart. But anyways, I mean, it's 11:10 in the morning right now. April and I had some calls. We have 2 more calls this afternoon, but for the most part, we're just working from Eddie's place today, since we're here for a couple more days. But one thing that is, I guess we're reminded of, is the fact that we have the option to do something like this. As you can see, we're chilling outside right now in his backyard. There's a pool right over here. I'm on this, pool chair. April's sitting right here too. Doe's just hanging out in the sun, and we're able to get some work done without having to think about needing to be in a specific place at a specific time. Um, Obviously, there are other days that we're grinding the hell out and putting 10, 12 hours in, but there's also days like this where we don't have to move anywhere. We aren't pressed for time. The time restraints or restrictions are completely self-imposed, and we get to control that. Um, I think there's a ton of benefits from taking the chance and willing to risk and build a business. There's also a ton of stress that comes along with it, and not everybody wants to deal with that stress. We know people that say that they don't want to deal with that type of stress. They'd rather have that stability, and they're willing to, give up this for that. Easiest thing is grass is always greener on the other side, right? Because there's definitely times that April and I will probably look at something and say that we wish we had that stability, but at the same time, I think this is kind of hard to beat, to have the option. But yeah, just wanted to do that little piece because it really made me think about this is something that we appreciate comes along with the path that we've chosen. All right, it is almost 2 o'clock. About to hop on the call now with Nate from LSKD. We got a couple things that we're probably going to present, just a couple ideas, especially with them getting involved with the Crucible course, which we're having in Nashville, Knoxville, and San Diego. What's great about the San Diego part is that we could probably tap them right into them since they'll already be based in San Diego, and the fact that they probably have a pretty strong community base there. When it comes to Nashville and Knoxville, we have a couple ideas. We're going to present it. So hopefully they have some people that we could also tap into other communities, but we are also going to be tapping into some communities that we've established along the way, just because we were trying to hold an event in Nashville at one point in time. But yeah, let's hop on. How you doing, man?
Good, man. How are you guys?
Doing good.
Good.
Doing a quick little video to close out the evening. It's about 9:48. It's almost doing a quick little video to close out the evening. It's about 10 o'clock. It's the 29th. I think what I'm trying to do is just create a clear-cut ending to each night that I do some recording, or each day that I do some recordings. We're going to pop this in there. That'll be the close of the night. Do another check-in before we head to Seattle. That'll be it. What's up, guys? It is now August 30th, so today is Friday. I'm currently on the way to meet up with some buddies, Greg and CJ. They actually have been trying to meet up, but I think with Venice and then just packing and then getting everything sorted, I pushed it off. But one thing that I had told myself a while ago is that I'm really trying to prioritize just good people in my life, friends. And I've known CJ and Greg for before we even started PAINKLLR. I mean, if I had to think about the fitness journey, I met them they were actually coaches at a gym that we used to go to when we were just getting back into fitness and just getting moving. So this has to be just over 10 years ago. But yeah, I mean, we ended up, I think, just clicking in class, and we kept contact throughout the years. And one day I was running down at Santa Monica, making my way into the Pacific Palisades, and I saw just two people walking in. It was Greg and his wife, Jazz, and their kid, but I didn't see them from the front view. I saw both of them, and just from the back, I was like, I think that's Greg. And as I'm passing, we locked eyes, and so I stopped and we chatted for a bit, but then we ended up doing some runs here and there. CJ hopped in, we ended up grabbing some dinners and reconnected, and it's really dope just to see the changes that we've had in our lives, and then also what we're doing now. But yeah, I told myself that I would really make an effort, try to put my best foot forward when it comes to some people in my life that I think are just great. And so whether that's Liam visiting his business, he had a chance to watch us from from square one, but then also people like Greg and CJ. Yeah, so I'm meeting up with them in Brentwood. We're gonna go on about an hour-long hike. Just dropped April off because we're sharing a car right now. Don't really know why we would need 2 cars here in Los Angeles, but yeah, dropped her off at the gym. She's gonna be training for about an hour or 2. There's an open gym right now, and then I think she's gonna take class. And then I'll probably make my way back, pick her up. We gotta head to the warehouse to just pick up or switch out some of our clothes and pack some of the new stuff. So that way tomorrow, when our flight is at about 1 o'clock, we'll be just ready to go. All we gotta do is drop the car off and then head to the airport. Yeah, excited though. I mean, it's weird because the way that we've been traveling, everything feels like a blur. You don't really feel like you're in any place for too long, and when you are in a place or you just get there, you feel like you never left. At least that's what it felt like when we were back in Mexico City for the 3.5 months, or coming back to Los Angeles for this past month. But you know, I haven't been to Seattle in a couple of years. I'm sure it'll be nice. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this hike real quick and just catching up with the guys. I'll bring this along too, try to capture some quick little footage, but ETA right now is about 26 minutes. I should arrive there right on time. Yeah, looking forward to the rest of this Friday. Hitting the record now.
What up, dude? Technology.
Yeah.
So when we have a soft opening, we'll have you guys up.
Didn't know it, but it's been a while, bro. Been a while. So now we're just catching this quick little hike.
Yep.
Gonna enjoy the sun a little bit.
Yep. There goes C.
CJ's gonna drive up to the top.
Yeah.
Team Ecuador.
Man.
CJ and Greg.
Ecuador. How we doing, team? Lifted. Man.
We're doing good right now, right?
What's up, bro?
We're doing good.
What is that what the hell is that? Oh, bro, is it connected to your phone or something?
No, this is it's a video. Yeah.
Out of here.
Shoots 4K.
Is this what it's come to?
Yeah.
Yo, that's way dope. Lo and behold, that recruiter hits her up. Like, hey, something needs to happen. Calls me, CJ. I'm like thinking, is this an opportunity? Bro, I literally told her, we've been with this cat for 2 months, and I'm like,
it's still alive.
This dude's ours. Yep. We've taken care of this. I took him to the vet yesterday. She was giving him all sorts of compliments, and I'm like, yep, this is how I feel with the cat. It's like your kid getting on a roll. We're doing it. This is it, Conrad. We're here.
This is
dope. We don't know how we got here. We don't know where we go after we leave here.
We don't know who put this purple post here.
Yeah, bro. We really don't know much.
Nah, we really don't.
That's why it's cool to sit and play.
Heading back from the hike with the guys. It was dope to see them, chat with them. Wish we had more time, but I got to get back to downtown, pick up April, and then we got to shoot to the warehouse to get this packing done. Honestly, these are some of the best guys I know. It's always good to reconnect with them, and I wish that I was able to do it a lot more. But you know what? I'm definitely seeing that we're going to be doing that as soon as we get back to Los Angeles. While we're on this year, it's been one of those things where we just see who we can when we can. But I'm also thankful that there was some time today to do that. Never been in this area. This area is sick. I will put the link to this hike in the description, but if you're in California and you got some time to hit Brentwood, the houses here are fucking wild. They're beautiful. You could definitely tell that there's some money here, but yeah, I mean, it's a dope hike. Very chill, quiet also, so you don't have to worry about a lot of people, which was nice. But I think one of the biggest things that I took from that little meetup there was, let me put it this way: whenever we link up, you know, Greg and CJ, it's always been conversations just about life, like exploration, about what it is we're trying to achieve, things that we are, you know, change in our lives, in our habits, in our character, how we want to grow, who we want to grow into. I'd say that those are the deeper conversations that I don't usually get to have, but you know, with them it's very easy, and we're all pretty aligned in how we see it, and there's always something to kind of build on top of. But if I had to say a big lesson that I always take from us is never be done exploring, never be done expanding. Always maintain a healthy level of curiosity, because what we want to create can be created. What we want to do, yeah, we can do. You know, there's a lot in this world that we can prevent ourselves from ever experiencing, which then won't allow us to grow into the person that we often want to become. You know, it's easy to come up with excuses and reasons why to not do something. It's easy to come up with reasons and excuses of why something won't work or why it's not a good idea too. But I always push someone to really think about finding reasons why it can work or why it could be good. You know, try to show yourself that there are ways to get outside of whatever it is that you're in that may be stressing you out, causing trouble, or feel hard. Yeah. Anyways, heading over. As soon as we get to the warehouse, I'm probably going to videotape a little bit with what we got packing. When we are, I'm probably going to videotape a little bit when we're packing, and I'll get the whole clip of us at the airport tomorrow, throw it in, and that'll be the conclusion of week 35 and moving into week 36. August 31st. People and I are going through the process of packing up. Can't tell. Just woke up and started going. This is currently the mix. We're going to be getting everything sorted. He's coming too. But should be able to get packed up in the next 45 minutes. Probably make our way directly to the warehouse, drop some stuff off, drop the car off, grab exactly the pieces we're taking, grab all the pieces we're taking, and then head to the airport.
Never wait till the last minute. You think we learned that by now?
I know. We basically waited to the last minute to pack. We probably could have done it last night, but then what we decided to do instead is April decided to have some sister time.
They wanted to see me before I left, so.
Yeah, which I think was a fair exchange. And then I wanted to see this one singer, Sinead Harnett, at Soho, so got a chance to see her. Also had a chance to actually link up with Nima again. Eddie rolled with. She only did a couple of songs, but overall performance was sick. Vocals were tight. But off to the warehouse first. We got to drop off some bags, drop off some stuff, drop off the car. We're probably going to grab another duffel bag because we realized that we really don't have enough space, and we're not really leaving any room for the possibility that we'll accumulate anything else on the trip. What I can say is that the rollaway, the small rolly, does have a very large bag of protein and a very large bag of dog food. So over the next 2 months, chances are that thing is going to be gone. Probably I'm hoping by the time we get back in November, so that way we have a completely open suitcase and potentially a duffel. But the idea is that at least with a duffel, we can break it down, roll it, and store it if we have to, and we'll figure out how to make some space. But I think we definitely threw everything together really quickly. The thing is, we're going to be at Stevens for 1 week, Chad and Michelle's for 1 week, so it's going to probably feel like we did when we were on our little a little sprint in February and March, where we were spending a week in each location. What I am looking forward to is that we're actually spending 2 weeks in each location. The only difference is that with Seattle, because we're splitting time between the two, that's why it's only a week. But when we get to Austin, when we get to New York, when we get to Nashville, it's pretty much just going to be the whole time. And guess what? Dozier's coming the whole way. So I will get the rest of this filmed and recorded, and then I'm going to edit it on the plane. And now we head to the airport. People don't realize how heavy these bags are, but I'm pretty sure this large one's teetering on the edge of 70 pounds. But we have a little bit of room if we really need to work with it because we brought an extra duffel. So 4 check-ins total, 2 large backpacks, a dog, and a fanny pack.
They are not tagged, we do not know who they belong to or
Yeah. Hey, Blunt, we're heading at the airport. We're heading to the Delta Lounge right now. One thing that has changed a lot over the last couple of years is we always made sure to stick with the airlines, make sure we get the perks, also have our credit cards in a way that help benefit all that. But we're gonna grab some food, chill for a while, because now we got hours, but at least we can eat twice now before we have to get on the flight. Show them the spread. We still got about an hour before boarding, so probably gonna eat again in a minute. But honestly, the lounge makes a huge difference. We've been utilizing it for the past couple of years since we started traveling a lot more for work. Good on video when he does that.
Huh?
International Airport, or where?